Yo dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighbor JaxBlade here, and today let's talk about stress. I got this email recently from an individual who I won't name because they said not to say anything about the email particularly because it'll give away who they are. So if you're watching this, just know I saw it, got your back, and I hope this helps answer your question, and I figured it would just help a lot of people out. So if you're a person who's constantly stressed out from various things, whether stuff like, that happens in your life or stressed out about stuff you can't control, I just want you to break it down with me right now. So for example, something that has helped me so much, like just from like therapy, as I've talked about before, because it helps me so much just get to where I am mentally, is to break stuff down into different sections. So for example, think of a high stress situation. So a high stress situation is a situation where it's like, oh my God, I didn't pay this. Oh my God, I'm gonna go to jail. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. Or something like, oh my God, this was a very high paying job and I just lost it and I'll never get this job back again. I can't believe it. Oh my God, stuff like that. Or like another high paying thing, like someone in your family, you're dealing with a death, like either like you're about to die or someone in your family's about to die or your pet's about to die or something like that, like death, anything like that. It just feels like your entire life is about to be over. It feels like everything is just crumbling down. That is what I consider a very high stress situation, where it's just like you are validated and being as stressed out as possible. And that's why it's important to have those people around you who love you and care for you and who are going to help you through that. And so just so you can be safe, like that is a big thing right there. But those are all considered high stress. And then let's move on to medium stress. So medium stress would be something like, oh, I lost my job, but I have a ton of money saved and it's just annoying that I have to go job hunting. And I sort of did like that job, but it's just like, it's annoying. It's more of an annoyance, but your life isn't over. You can always get another job. Another thing with that would be like if you failed a college class. Now, again, there are some people where it's just like they've been brainwashed into thinking like, if I fail one class, my entire life is over and nothing will ever go wrong. And I can tell you, I've met literally hundreds of successful people. That is not true, but it just feels like it when you're in the moment. Like hell, like that. Even I failed like a college class or two. Like I sucked at math for like so long until I finally got that down. But like, it depends on what you're going for as well. But this whole thing of, yeah, it sucks that you failed that college class because you are paying for it and hopefully you don't get any student loans. And if you can pay off those things, then it's just more of an annoyance. I have to retake that class. I got to go back to college and do this sort of thing over and over because I was I messed up or something went wrong or you party too hard or whatever. Like, it's completely fine, but your life isn't over from failing one class. All right. That is a key thing. Like, it's not over from failing one class depending on what you are going for as well. Like, you can always retake the course, get back into it. And another one would be one that can be like very painful is like if you're going through a breakup. So I broke up with someone and my heart is just absolutely broken. I feel like crap. I feel like shit. I can't do anything. Nothing is going right in my life. It is one of those situations where everything just feels like the worst. It feels like everything is just 100 times worse and you don't feel like living. It's just so incredibly painful. But as time goes on, you learn to realize, okay, it wasn't the end of the world. I'm able to pick myself back up, better myself, and then I'll meet someone better. Like, this goes with like, whoever you want to like meet with. Okay. Like, it depends. Like, it feels like such a mind-blowing, catastrophic moment, but there are times where it's like, it's not the end. Like, I would put this at a very high medium stress, but it is still a medium stress because your life is not over from this. And if it is over from that is not like a very healthy thing. And again, go seek help if you feel that way about this certain thing, because that is why mental health is so incredibly important. And then let's go on to like small stresses. And that's just something like, this guy or girl does not like me. Oh, okay, everyone else likes them, or they like everyone else, but they don't like me. Oh, okay, like whatever. Or I really like them and I really want them to like me, but they just don't like me back. Oh, okay, well, like there's 7 billion plus people on this planet. And if there was 1% of 7 billion, that is still an astronomically large amount of people who would like you if that was the amount. So like, I'm just putting it out there for you to understand that. Like, don't ever think like, oh, okay, well, just, be secure in yourself and just like, okay, they don't like me. Fine, that's cool. It's whatever. I'll touch more on that in a second, but also another small stress would be, you remember the whole Spider-Man No Way Home thing that happened a few weeks ago with like the ticket sales, where like so many people were buying tickets that they were like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to, I have to see this movie opening night and stuff like that. And it was like, so people were just like mega stressing out over that thing. But then at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, tickets would have been on sale next week. But there are people who are like buying them and putting them on eBay for like $30,000 and stuff like that. And then, you know, people get emotionally charged and they can't control themselves. And it's sad how, you know, far they'll go, even though it was literally available next week. So again, like if you have any problems with your emotional stuff, watch this. But this is just stuff I want to put it in perspective. So the high stresses, the medium stresses, and the very small stresses that people deal with. And those aren't all the categories for those stresses. It's just like I want to make it like very easy for a lot of people to understand, so you can see like, oh, where does my stress fit into these certain categories? But a lot of times stress happens to us and we feel like we can't control it, but we can control how we react to it, which is I've talked about so many times before. But one of the things that I want to talk about specifically right here is whatever is stressing you out, I want you to break it down piece by piece. This is something I picked up that helps me exponentially whenever I feel like I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling into a dark place. Like I don't know where I'm coming out from. I literally do this. It helps me center myself and get back into it. So take whatever is stressing you out. Whether is it like, oh, it's work. People at work are, you know, they're making me stress out about this. Okay, focus on what you can control. What can you control? Okay, you can control how you react. You can control what you want to do. You can control like how you go about certain things. And that's what I'm talking about with calm being a superpower, because it helps you so much just like realize, no, I have more control over myself. The thing is, so many people will try to make it feel like you don't have control, but you do. You have so much control over yourself. Never forget that. Or like, for example, let's think of something like you're not where you want to be in life. All right, so you want to be in a certain area of your life, like, oh, I wanted to be here, but I'm still stuck here. And I want to get there, but I'm stressed out. And I keep thinking, it's like, okay, break it down. What do you have to do to get from here to here? Okay, so think of like A, B, C, and this is going to be different for everyone. It's not going to be the same for everyone, but it's all about what you can do for yourself to make you go, okay, I can do that. I can do this. I can do this. I can't do that, sadly, because I don't have this, but I will work towards getting that, so it will let me do that. So focus on what you can control and then build up those neural pathways for discipline, and then constantly just go after it, go after it, go after it. Like, and I'm not speaking out the ass from this, because like I remember back in the day, we used to work at Burger King for like 6 years in a row, but like I was also going to college full time and training people on the side at full time. And then like I just, you know, was doing YouTube as like a side thing. And then like it finally took off. So it was just so long of just grinding and getting after and staying consistent with it and stuff like that. And it's just like those little things are just like, I was like, I know where I want to be and I will get there. And so like I just kept working towards it. And so that's what I want you to do for yourself. And it doesn't have to be just that. It can be for anything you want to do. Like, do you want like a higher raise? Like, what does it take to get that higher raise? Do you want to be better in like your school? Okay, what does it take to be better in your school? Like, you know, go ask people, talk to people, do all these things, but don't let the stress overwhelm you to a point of view where you just feel like you're locked in and you don't move, because that happens to so many people. Is we let ourselves get encompassed, like cocooned by the stress. And it's like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. I'm stressed, and I have this anxiety of like trying to do stuff and I can't do it. And it's like, you can do it. You're not alone. All right. Remember, your friendly neighbor JaxBlade believes in you watching this. I'm just saying this right now so you can get it into your head. Like that whole anxiety thing, you freezing up like that, you can unravel yourself. It is a hard thing that so many people feel like they freeze, but it's not, you're not alone. You're not alone there. Which is why I always talk about therapy. Like, cause there's this like, I was seeing this trend on TikTok the other day of like all these people saying like, I'm a man, I can't talk to people because like I'll be perceived as weak and stuff like that. First off, you're only perceived as weak. The only time you actually would be weak in that situation is if you know you're going through shit and then you actively take out that shit on other people because you decide not to get help for yourself. That is the only time you would be considered weak in that scenario. If you know you have an issue and you want to fix it and you actively go get help, you are not weak. You are not weak. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is a fucking dumbass bitch, and I'll tell them that to their face because they are. So never forget that. Like that, there's nothing wrong with focusing on this. And if you can't go to therapy, like you can't, you know, afford therapy sadly or anything like that, then you know, why don't you pick up your phone and use an app? There are so many apps out there that actually are for mental health, but also there's like group therapy sessions for people who are going through like similar stuff, but so many people don't want to do them because they're like, I can't open up to the people. It's just like, hey, if you hear people who are going through the same stuff open up about what they're going through, it can actually help you to be like, okay, what do I need to fix? And then it can help you get better as well. But like, don't ever feel like you're alone and isolated when there's so many options out there for you to get back into it. But to take this video home as well, like just to help you like with your stress stuff, like to not overly take things so seriously all the time, is just think about what we are right now as human beings, all right? There are 7 billion plus of us on this floating rock in the Milky Way galaxy, and then there's like tons of like stars and all this other stuff like way bigger than us, and it's just like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane that we have like the cognitive abilities that we do, and then we can go through and enjoy our life. But like, it is one of those situations where it's just like amazing how like small this stuff is. And you know, you think about that in the long scheme of things. And also, to go along with that, there are 7 billion plus people on this planet, and all of them are gonna like you, all right? Not every single person is gonna like you, but here's the thing. You most definitely do not like every single person you meet as well. Like, there are a ton of people who will just not like you for no valid reason, and you probably don't like a lot of people for no valid reason. Doesn't mean that you go out bullying them and make fun of them. No, okay? Unless you're like, you're, you know, not well up here, like that is the only way you would do that. Like, it's just a situation where just like, oh, I just don't vibe with that person that way, and that is fine. And as your life goes on, you meet a ton of people, some good, some bad, and some you're just indifferent to. And because you meet so many people, as your life progresses, you start to trim the fat of like people you don't want and start seeing the type of quality of people you do want in your life. And so you build these genuine relationships, and those connections mean more because not only have you met someone who's helping you out, but you're also benefiting them by being in their life. Like, it's a mutual thing. It's a nice symbiotic relationship of just meeting people who are like all about like seeing you succeed, and you're all about seeing them succeed. You're not burdens to each other or stressing each other out because you chose those connections. But some people will try their damnedest to force connections that just aren't there, or like force friendships or relationships or whatever that just are not there because they are so desperate to have some sort of connection, and they don't care how much it's like hurting them or hurting the other person. So they are just that desperate that they don't care. They just want something, like they just need something, and they're hurting each other from it. And for the time being, like right now, like 2021, even though I feel like we're gonna advance a lot more in this upcoming century, like let's say on average human beings live to be like what, 85 to 100, sometimes a bit more, and then like, you know, sadly, very sadly, but sometimes a bit less than that. You start to realize how precious your time is, because as you get older, time starts to move so much faster. Like, it is insane how much time will speed up as you start hitting certain ages. Like, I remember, I think I became like cognitive of it like around like 23 or 24 or something like that, where I was just like, wow, this year's going by a lot faster. This year's just going by like this, and it gets faster year after year after year. And then like you look back, like, and then you say like, I've wasted so much time stressing about unnecessary bullshit that some person tried to convince me like, oh no, you should be stressing over this sort of thing, or like trying to make me feel like I should be stressing over sort of things. And then like I look back like 5 years like later, like right here, and it's just like, wow, that was the stupidest thing. Why was I stressed out about that thing? It was not even that big a deal. What the fuck? And then you think about it, and it's just like, I let that get to me so badly for so long. And then like you start to realize like there are certain conversations and stuff like that, where it's like there are certain conversations you have to have, but then there are some times where people are just so determined to misunderstand whatever you say, no matter what it is, that they won't listen. Like, they're just not there rationally. Like, it's just like, so why would I bother to waste time on this sort of thing, you know? Like, it's just like, you will not listen no matter what I say and just want to constantly antagonize. So why waste time on this? Like, there's not a discussion going on here. The sad reality is there's a lot of people that want to try and force their own personal dogma onto you. And the thing is, like, every single person is going through some shit. Like, that's the honest reality. Like, if I had Professor X's Cerebro and I just like scan the brains of everything, and it's just like, huh, I wonder why this person acts the way they do. And it's just like, oh, that's it. And it's just like, okay, that doesn't condone how they're acting, but it's just like, okay, well, I know I'm not going to deal with them. You know, stuff like that. They're just like, it lets you just to process and think just like, huh, Okay, well, I can see that. Like, there's a ton of times I can see someone act a certain way, and it's just like, I can actually empathize because I used to be this sort of way, but I know what's going through it. And so like you putting on this front, it's just like, I can see through what's going on here, and it's sad. And it's just like, I know what's going on. It's just like, do you need to vent or something like that? Because, and I'm not saying that in a talking down, like I'm better than you sort of way, but it's just like a genuine thing. Go get help for yourself if you ever do this. For example, if you're a person who takes their personal bad days out on other people who have done nothing to you, or you see something and it's like, this wasn't directed at me, but I'm having a bad day, so you're gonna be my target. Like, that is not strong. That is really not strong. Again, like, go talk to someone about that, because I used to be that certain way. I used to be that way so badly, where it's just like, oh, you're having a good day? Well, I'm having a shit day, so I don't want to see you happy. Or it could be just something small like, oh yeah, well, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, this isn't directed at me, but I just want to target right now. So you know what? I'm going to take it out on you. And it's just like, no. Looking back, I realized I was the one who messed up. I was the one who was taking my personal BS on someone who did not deserve it because of me. And then so I've gotten help for it. And whenever I see that, it's just like, don't do that, because I was that person. I was that person. And so like, I have no like, you know, patience for it. I can understand, but it's just like, yeah, don't do that. You know, you can like go somewhere else. But at the end of the day, I made this video because that email got to me, and I love doing these videos because, again, it's not just about like looking super sexy like He-Man. It's about being strong overall. It's about being healthy overall, and mental health is a part of your health. So really take care of yourself overall. Also, like, I'm working on a Mega Spider-Man video, and I've got a new series coming, which you'll probably see next week. It'll be episode 1 of something, which was very fun to film in the gym. And if you made it this far in the video, type in stress-free me. Be sure to hit that like button and hit that bell icon to subscribe. Got a ton of great videos coming for y'all. Again, thank you all so much for your support. The New Year's coming and my birthday's coming up, so I'm just gonna, you know, have fun, go after it. But I love doing these type of videos because I see how much it helps people out, and that is my main thing. I really want y'all to be the best you possible, and like go out and be better people in general. And for people out there, even though I have a ton of free workout programs on my channel, I'm actually having a sale on my current program right now. If you go to my pinned comment, you can check it out. But yeah, like, it's a massive sale on that if you're interested. But again, don't feel like you need to. Like, there's a ton of free stuff on my channel as well. It just comes with extra bonus stuff, like, you know, calendars and meal plans and stuff like that to make your training routine for the new year even more beneficial. But remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, and don't forget, moment to eye. Yeah, I got so much video stuff coming, and Spider-Man No Way Home, really great, really great.